let's talk about back when you first started. So going backwards a little bit, when you walked in the Waterhouse training room and asked Tommy to volunteer, right? How did that kind of, again, when we look back, you already mentioned that, you really didn't know what you were getting into or the magnitude of what you were getting into, but how did that first experience really kind of pave the way for where you wanted to get to and where you are today?
Yeah, that first experience, I guess knowing nothing was kind of a good thing because it was like a blank slate. I didn't really have a good training background before that.
Okay.
And I was able to see that the exercises all had a purpose. And so once I figured out that why is this soccer team training a little different than this football team, and why are the women's volleyball team doing this and that, and it started with me just asking questions about how does this work, how often do you need to change it, why are we doing this rep scheme, and what are we doing here and there. That's where it started. Yeah, so I was a clueless intern my first time, and then I actually went a different route career-wise. I became a school counselor after I graduated from UH.
Got it.
So I got a master's in education. So I spent a number of years in education.
Okay.
But so strength and conditioning is like my second career, if you will. I actually like being a counselor. I like getting to know the kids. I like that mental health aspect. But to be honest, I didn't love what I was doing. I was decent at it, but I always tried to find a way to coach. So I coached high school wrestling for a little bit. I used to do, when I was working at Farrington High School as a counselor, I did strength and conditioning on all the off hours. So I would be 8 to 4 school counselor, and then close my office, go to the weight room, train the football team, train baseball guys, train the volleyball girls. And that was like the best part of my day. I was so happy. And we had the not nice facilities, as you know. Most DOE schools don't have nice weight rooms or whatever. It was dirty. We had to clean it ourselves, and that was like the best part of my day. And I realized that I need to do this as a profession. Like, this is what I love. And so much so that we even had like 5 a.m. lifts, which is kind of, I didn't think would work because I didn't think the kids would show up at that time, but they would come. They would find a way, living in Kalihi and all that stuff. And it was pretty amazing that we could get them to show up, start at 5, get after it, get to class on time, which is huge. And then after school I would do that. So I actually quit my job there, which was, at the time, it was outrageous. It was like, why would you quit your full-time job? You have a life, you have stability. But then I knew that if I wanted to coach at the Division I level, I needed to go and prove myself somewhere.
Got it. So some follow-up questions to this. So you graduated undergrad with KRS, right? Kinesiology Rehab Sciences, our program, right? And then after that, where do you go for your master's degree?
Chaminade. I got a master's at Chaminade.
Okay. And that was in education?
Yeah, school counseling.
Oh, school counseling. Okay. So that's the mental health aspect, or the mental side that, is kind of coming together now, because all of these experiences kind of make your unique skill set, right? So then after that, I'm assuming that was like 2-year program.
Yep.
So after that, you went to Farrington, you were a counselor, right? And then you were doing the strength and conditioning on the side. Now, the follow-up question is, do you think that you always wanted to, like, deep down work in the Division I level because of the first observation experience you had with Tommy?
Yeah, it was always like in the back of my mind. Like, even if, so I coached for free for a long time after, while I was trying to find my path in life, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, to be honest, after I graduated. But you're like, maybe self-doubting, like things that you think like, I can't coach these athletes, or I can't do this, So I tried to dabble into all kinds of things, and I coached high school for free. I would call up teams and be like, hey, I graduated from UH, I have this degree. Can I come and train your team? And of course people would say, if you're gonna do this for free, yeah, go ahead.
Got
it. I did that at McKinley, I did it at Kalani. It was
Oh.
So I did that stuff.
How long did you do that for?
It was here and there. It was like a few months here and there. I was at
Oh.
McKinley there and stuff. So it was all just trying to like get better as a coach, because
Mhm.
I knew that I wasn't that good, to be honest. And so the more I could coach, the
Mm.
better I would get, you
Yeah.
know. And it's all, this whole profession is like kind of trial and error. If you
Mhm.
the youngest coach, even though we might think we know a lot, we really know nothing. And then
That's part
as you
of
start
it.
to
Yeah.
practice, you
Uh-huh.
realize how little you knew. But
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
that's how I kind of climbed the ladder. I coached for free.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then after that, so how did it come to fruition? Because eventually you came back to UH, right, for another master's degree, and you were a graduate assistant in the strength and conditioning department or field, right? So how did that happen? You were getting all of these volunteering hours, but I think for you, that was really like your lab, right? You were
Yeah.
experiencing all these different athletes, trying to figure out what's the best coaching strategy, what's my approach, even the technical stuff, right? How do I actually teach this to these high school kids? Because a lot of times, I definitely see it all the time. High school kids, sometimes they don't have a good base. This is the first time that they're ever doing anything that's structured, right?